Well, having been raised in the organisation trademark, just makes me think about when I finally woke up, what I was thinking. I remember sitting outside in the sunshine in the garden, and really at that time I just felt as if I'd been completely conned all of my life. Every single day of my life I'd been conned by this headquarters in America. And when I think about the Freddie Franz era and the President trademark Nor era, what a joke. When I think about Fred Franz, I'm sure that there was something mentally wrong with him, and yet they put him in charge. The lunatic taken over the asylum. I'm very disappointed. But on the other hand, I don't blame myself too much, because I was raised in the disgusting cult, so I didn't know any different, really. I didn't know any different. I suppose even now when I think about Christmas and birthdays, I don't miss them, because I never had them in the first place. We just had kind of like a tacit replacement of them. So I think my parents didn't want anybody else to think that we as kids were missing out. But I kind of, when it's Christmas, people say, did you celebrate this year, now that you're away from the cult? No, not really. Things are just as normal. I've never celebrated it. It's never had any meaning to me. It's just been a few days off. Get your feet up, and that's pretty much what it remains to this day. Birthdays are the same. I don't put any, importance on them. So I can honestly say, though, I felt cheated and raped by the Watchtower, and I'm only glad it's going down the bog. I'm here, walking down the high street, or the main road, and what do I see in front of me? A pair of JoHos. How do I know they're JoHos? Not because I recognise them, but because I've never seen anybody walk so slow and dress so frumpily in my life. There's a young man there with greasy hair, with modest dress, and he has a shoulder bag on. Now, why are they walking so slowly? Well, I don't know. Is it because the clock is ticking? Tick-tock, tick-tock. 60 minutes makes an hour. Ka-ching! That goes on the report slip. Yes, I see them now. I'm behind them. They don't see me. And to be quite honest with you, I wonder what would happen if they did see me, because I'm a demonic, mentally diseased apostate. Yes, I am an MDA, mentally diseased apostate. But good, could they walk any slower? Actually, if they walked any slower, they'd probably be walking backwards. This is quite amusing to watch. They've not knocked at any doors. They've not offered anybody life-giving news. Nothing. They're just walking really, really slowly. They must be pious sneers, one would imagine. Wow. This is amusing to watch. If I had a camera, sadly I don't, I'd film them for you. Oh no, have they speeded up a little bit? No, they haven't. It's me that's slowed down as I stalk behind them. I expect I probably know them and they know me, but they're a little bit farther up the road than I can recognise. And the female, I think, is a pioneer sister that I know. Rather a sweet child. I feel sorry for her. Parents are really quite abrasive. The father, he's an elder, and he's really a very abrupt and nasty chap, and he's rather the sort of chap that would punish them. I don't know about the lad though. They're turning down the little side lane there now. I'm only sorry you can't see this. It's really rather amusing. One of these days I'm just hoping that there's going to be a time when I'm in another city where nobody knows me and Jehovah's Witnesses approach me to witness to me, and obviously my Joho family aren't with me. I'm on my own or with the boys. That would be amusing. I could have fun with them. I could ask them questions that they couldn't answer. Would you do that? Well, now, that was hilarious. Remember I was telling you about the brother who had a thing about facial hair and didn't like it? Well, he was one of the elders that was on the body of elders that kept hounding me because apparently I had said things against the Watchtower organisation. God was never mentioned, I hasten to add, just the Watchtower organisation. Well, I'd just seen him. He was one of the ones that was walking slowly on the ministry. He was standing at a door with another sister trademark, waiting for somebody to come to the door, and he saw me coming, and I looked at him and I thought, well, I'm not going to cross over the road, I'm not going to avoid him, I'm going to go straight up to him and past him. I've got nothing to say to him, I don't need to talk to him or anything. So I looked at him, he looked at me, and as he looked at me, he saw me coming, and he had a very strange look on his face. I can't describe it. I don't know what the look was, whether it was horror, hate, or judgment. I don't know what it was. It was a very strange look. Anyway, he started humming this tune to himself. It didn't have any melody or anything, so obviously it was one of the Kingdom songs. He was going and shuffling and kind of most unusual to see. Anyway, I thought, well, I don't care. I don't recognise his authority, so he looked at me, I looked at him. I gave him a big serious smile and winked and nodded, and he sort of contorted his face and kind of, I don't know whether it was the rictus of death that was going across his face or whether he was attempting to smile at me, but anyway, we passed. I don't know what that was all about, but you know, he's not allowed to speak to me, otherwise God will murder him soon. Well, I feel sorry for him. God's not going to murder me soon. I was just thinking, you know, when I became an elder, people's perceptions of me changed almost immediately. It was very, very unusual. It was like, as soon as it was announced I was an elder, they suddenly thought I'd been imbued with all this knowledge. Well, it's not really knowledge, is it? It's just Watchtower doctrine, but they suddenly thought I knew everything about everything. And people would come to me and sort of expect me to know things. I can't explain it. But it really unnerved me, because I was just still me, just hunky-punky. I hadn't changed at all, but their perception or expectation of me had changed, I guess. But how weird that was. It unnerved me as well, because I knew I was just an ordinary bloke. I didn't suddenly have all this knowledge. Why did they think that I did? What on earth made them think that I did? Well, probably their perception of Holy Spirit directing elders and stuff. Maybe that was it, I don't know. It was very unnerving. Never really did understand it, but perhaps now I do. It's cult. Just total cult all the way.